Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the inevitable off-season episode here in NCAA 2004 in our Bama Dynasty mode. We're flipping through the bowl games here, so take a peek if there's any teams that you're looking for or any bowls, I guess, that you care about. If you want to know who did what in the Humanitarian Bowl or in the Alamo Bowl, you can take a look on the screen, and it's all there. So, and of course, we're going to see our national champion before we get into our stats here, capping off a pretty nice season. I mean, our nicest season since taking over the helm. I've cross-referenced with Nick Saban and his stats, because that's what we're chasing. Obviously, we're chasing that glory here. And I think we're on a good pace right about now. But looking over at number 12, his final season replicates his first season just a little bit better. Number 33 in his final season has himself an absolute career year, which is good to see. Chris Kelly gets himself first-team All-American honors after another amazing season, passing the 1,100 threshold. Jamil Spears ended a 1,000-plus yard season, this time with more touchdowns to match it. DeJon Carroll has a decent little year, 500 yards and 4 touchdowns, not bad. And our right tackle in his final year has himself an absolute season, man. And across the line, there's a little bit more to be desired here. Not the best kind of numbers across the board, but on the right side, we were a little bit solid, I will say that. So. And then number 8, our middle linebacker, leads the team in tackles once again. And then in TFLs, Demetrius Moore leads us. And we also have a couple guys tied at 12 TFLs. And then in sacks, Jeremy Walls leads the team in sacks. And then in INTs, number 26 leads. So I thought number 26 had a name, but I guess he doesn't. And then Ferguson has literally the same exact year he had the previous year. Like literally the same year. There's a bigger sample size, but literally the same exact year. That's wild. The average is still the same. So I guess it all blurs out to just a net neutral gain or growth that he had from year to year. So looking over the top 25 polls here, Oklahoma tops things off as your champions. Miami, Southern Miss at 3rd. Man, Ohio State drops to 4. We come in at 5th after winning our bowl game. Colorado State, Penn State, Virginia Tech, UCLA, and Maryland round out the top 10. Maryland, of course, we beat this year. Outside the top 10, we have Nevada, which is interesting. Arkansas, from our own conference, of course, here, drops to 13th after losing their bowl game. Marshall from the MAG is up in here, along with TCU. You got NC State, interesting. Florida and Nebraska sneak into the rankings. Tennessee, from our own conference as well, is here, as well as is South Carolina. And then Cincinnati rounds out the top 25. So here are the standings in the SEC, how they pan out. So Arkansas, of course, I think Tennessee wins the SEC. They managed to beat Arkansas. So the only 2 games that Arkansas lost were the last 2 games of the season. Their bowl game and then the SEC championship game, which probably ruined or torpedoed Arkansas's natty hopes, as Tennessee just kind of, which will happen, bro. Like those last 3 conference championship games, that'll knock you out. So that's another thing we have to watch out for when it comes to trying to play for a natty. But as you can see, Arkansas went 8-0 originally in conference in the regular season, so we really never had a chance. In terms of getting to the title game. So I knew that going to the Iron Bowl, as we said. So looking over our leaving teams, we're actually losing quite a bit of guys. We're losing both of our top quarterbacks. Our running back, of course, Garland, is also leaving us as well. Looks like we're losing our starting tight end, losing some starters on the offensive line as well, and a couple linebackers are leaving us too, and a couple DBs are leaving us as well. So we're losing quite a bit of production from across the roster here. And it's not a huge class of guys leaving, but it's certainly a big enough group of guys leaving that we're going to need to recruit very, very well if we're going to continue building the team in the direction that it is currently going. So here we're going to look at our class, and we have a good handful of blue chips coming here. We got a nice 5-star linebacker, receiver, strong safety, tight end, another 5-star quarterback's coming in, and a 5-star strong safety. So we kind of load up our class here at the safety position. And then even in the 4-stars, we're getting some help as well. Another 4-star quarterback, 4-star center. A lot of these guys probably won't even make it because of how well we've done recruiting in the other previous seasons. Some of these guys you probably won't even see once we get through all the training and stuff like that. So, but if you're looking at recruiting class, of course, one team sits in front of us. It's the one team you don't want to sit in front of you is Arkansas. So we're probably going to be struggling with Arkansas yet again in year number 4. 4, right? Yeah, 4. In year number 4. Southern Miss, who finished 3rd in the country, finishes 3rd in recruiting this year. Cincinnati was ranked 25th. They come in at 7th. A couple other teams, like Oklahoma, the reigning national champs, are 6th. UCLA, who's ranked in the top 10, they're still here as well. Nevada was 11th, and they come in ranked 14th. TCU stays about where they were. Colorado State was another ranked team, too. So a lot of the teams that were ranked, man, are continuing their progress, building upward. And we're getting a few new faces like Notre Dame and Oklahoma State clawing their way back up here. We played Notre Dame this season, and then Nebraska's going to round out the top 25 as they're trying to get back to their title glory. So we're going to take a quick look here at some of our training results, because we have quite a bit of breakthroughs across the roster. A lot of guys are really increasing, and that is super important, as we are fully hoping and expecting these teams, or this team rather, to make a huge jump into, I think we're already contenders, you know what I mean? I think we're already kind of at the contending level, but obviously we need to get over the hump of Arkansas. We have not been able to get over the Arkansas hump the last couple seasons, and that's going to really stand in our way when it comes to getting just to the SEC title game, let alone winning it. You know what I mean? Like, that's just like couple massive things we got to get to. So Carlos Cobb is a junior. He's going to be a first-year starter for us at quarterback. I guess he's a transfer, but we have a couple of nice freshmen behind him. Lamont Farrell is going to be our running back. He's a sophomore. He's far and away the best one on our depth chart. Number 15 is coming back for a senior season, starting at fullback over Nick Allen. And then Chris Kelly we still have, and Jamil Spears we still have. Those guys are really getting up there in terms of overall. Sean Watts is going to be a freshman, first-year starter at tight end, true freshman. We have Mike Reynolds returning as our starting left tackle here. And then we're going to have to probably make a change at center, because LaShawn Gaithers is not someone that we probably want starting at that side, since we have Lynch as a backup center, who might even be a better option. So as we're looking around here trying to build a better offensive line, and Colin Lynch, freshman, is going to be, he was one of those recruits that we just got, and we're going to put him as a starter on the left side here and remove him from the center position. And then on the right side, we're going to make a change also and put Wendell Smith, the sophomore, to start at right tackle. Give ourselves a little bit better of a line, but our line is still kind of struggling, man. We still do not have the best offensive line, and that might be really the big difference maker when we talk about getting over the hump, man. We just don't have the depth or the strength on the front line, and that's really a big issue. As we're starting to get a little bit better at some of the other skill positions and some of the other depth positions here on the defense, like in the secondary, but up front we're still kind of small. So, but looking around, the rest of our roster is pretty good. We have a strong safety as our third cornerback. He's just that good. We don't have any room for him at the strong safety position, so he's probably going to get a lot of time over there, as we have, 90 to 89. So yeah, Stephen Collins, we saw Collins a lot last year, and he'll be returning and starting as well. So that's a good look at the roster as you see it. And Chris Kelly, I think he's our one All-American. I haven't been looking at the All-Americans because it says it. In 04, it's very nice, and it tells you if they're All-Americans or not. So I figured, flipping through the roster, if among our starters we don't have any All-Americans listed, except for the one or two, then that's what it is. So, looking at the schedule now, I didn't change or tweak much, I don't think. We're going to get our rematch against Southern Miss this season, which I think is cool. Notre Dame, we're playing them this year. I thought we played them last year. I knew when I was recording, I got it confused. But we do play Notre Dame this season. Depending on how good Notre Dame is, we might highlight that and focus that. I'm not sure. But we start off in San Diego, playing San Diego State. What a weird game. We're definitely going to watch that because it'll be fun. And then we have Arkansas, Georgia, and Tennessee already ranked heading into the year, which is possible that even more of those teams get ranked or fall out of the rankings. But we are ranked number 4, so everyone is high on us heading into year number 4. We must be the favorites to win the ACC, I would imagine, since Arkansas finished first in recruiting, but they're ranked 12th in the country. So we will see how that all works out here, and I hope to see you guys in the next one here as we get into year number 4, taking on San Diego State to kick things off.